Anyway, trying to get my phone up and it started recording. What I wanted to say was, I got the radio on, because I'm like, I got to try to turn the phone off. I got the airplane mode, which doesn't stop your phone for seeking, location and all that. Here I'm thinking, okay, I got my phone semi-safe by putting it on airplane mode. Nope. No, actually, no. Yeah, if your location is on, it's somebody's looking for you, or you're looking for it. I don't know. And there's probably other things that are on. And then I saw recently somebody saying, the phone is on when it's off. And I'm going, God, okay. So then I'm driving, I'm thinking, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make myself a little Faraday sack. I can put it on an airplane and whatnot, and throw it in the Faraday sack, and I bet it'd be better than nothing, So I'm gonna do that later, like this week. I'm gonna find it, because I've got some fabric or some things. It'll be, just zip it up. I'm gonna zip it on zip it a little bit back. But anyway, I'm listening to the radio, and a commercial comes on, and they're like, hey, you ever just need to talk to somebody and figure your life out? And in Virginia, you can call like 988 or whatever, the 3 numbers. You just dial 3 numbers. And the commercial said, and you can speak to an actual human being about whatever is on your mind or whatever is pressure. And I'm thinking, and they're going on like, speak to it to really help you figure out what to do in your life when you got these problems, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, I remember way back when, like yesterday, when I just talked to my friend. Woo! I got 2 girls, I got 2 ladies. I've met on YouTube, and you know who you are. It's Not Fuck Guru, and Creator Mom, and I've met Creator Mom in IRL, so we're IRL now. We're IRL, and Lisa, I'm going to meet her in a couple of months in IRL. We're going to go from internet to IRL, baby. And I've got IRL friends, not many, but I got a lot, but they're just, I think they're more casual than I thought they were, because when the COVID hit, they were like, we're out of here, and I'm like, oh, because they had to get, they had to get the arm tickets, and they had to wear the faces, they had to wear the entire thing, and I'm like, I couldn't believe it. But man, that separated the men from the boys, didn't it? Anyway, that was helpful. It was very traumatic for the entire world. The kids was horrible, but it sure did shine the light on those that were not like you, but you thought they were. So that wasn't an entirely bad thing, but it's a somewhat distressing, and not distressing, saddening that so many people feel like they don't have one soul that understands them, that they trust enough to share their darkest secrets with, or their darkest dilemmas at the time, or anything, just to be able to say things that you can't say to most people. Like, I feel like punching my kid in the face, and so you can't say that to most people. You're not going to do it, but you're just saying, hey man, I have these emotions, I got feelings, like I want to choke the dog, or because look what she did to me, made me so scared, or just these feelings, just to share feelings that the world deems unacceptable, or at least in America, they're unacceptable. I feel very sad that people need, and I'm glad that these hotlines are available, and don't get me wrong, but it makes me sad that not every person has a hotline to their best friend that they can say, hey man, can I just dump this on you real quick? Or maybe not even real quick. Can I drone on for an hour? Because I'm just like, in life, and then they let you. I mean, I do it to these poor women all the time. Sheena, you took me through. Lisa, I'd have ran you ragged if I had met you first. At least Sheena helped me level up before we met, because I'd have took up way too much of your time running on at the mouth. I realized as Sheena was developing me, she was like developing a website. She helped in my development of myself. She helped me see that I was really going off the deep end, and I didn't see that that I could actually step away from it and go and observe it like an entity, and like control this. But she did it. She helped me to, I mean, I don't even think she was trying. I mean, she was just being cool. But she asked the right questions so that I had to answer my own fucking questions. Thanks, Mom. Then Lisa entered into my life about a year after that. Lucky for you, Lisa, I didn't get it. Because you're like, man, I was this close to ditching my YouTube channel when you said something to me and encouraged me to stay on. And I'm like, and it was about 8 months I was watching your face fly by. I kept saving you in my, I'm like, I'm gonna look at her one day. So I would have taken up entirely too much of your time. Or you might have seen me completely differently had I come in your life at that time. You'd have been like, damn, this bitch crazy. She's all like, she can't even get a hold of herself. She can't control herself. But Sheena helped me do that. So anyway, I just want to say thanks, ladies. And I've got one person in real life besides Lenny who I can talk to. Her name is Sarah. Sarah, and she's in Glenburnie. She's an IRL for real. And then my daughters, you know. And then there's a couple, you know, there's certain things you wouldn't want to tell your kids. I'm trying to tell my kids too much already as it is. But sometimes you're like, we probably shouldn't go there because it's just like, ew, Mom, no, ew. The way that they tell me too much too, and I'm like, ooh, Paige, no, please, no. It's too much information. But I just wish for everyone in the world to have that, at least one. It's great to have two. It's great to have two friends. And it's so neat that my two friends, the one, Sheena, is so much younger than me, 16, 17, 18, something like that, years younger. And then Lisa's my age. And then now my pole teacher is 9 years older than me. And I'm getting a lot of psychological help from her too, without it being very direct. By me simply observing how she handles herself and the way she handles disappointment in the moment, disappointment in oneself, these things. I see how she just says, well, that's not what we're doing. Like, she says, Karen, can you help me on my left leg hang? I'm losing the ability to do it because I've not been practicing it, she says to me last week. So I says, okay. She's like, you got to spot me under. I mean, this woman's been doing pole 15 years. She's been dancing for 50 or more, 55. And, you know, it's just for her to get up there and say, okay, no, I want your hands under here. Okay, let go of me. You're holding me too much. So I let go and my hands were beneath her and she started to slide. And then she slides down to the floor and gets off the pole and says, okay, now I can feel what's wrong. Now I got to work on it now. I can feel where in my hips and where in the structure, the whole thing. And she says, I can feel it now and I got to work on that. And thank you. Or like total fails. And she's just like, got to take that back to the progression. We got to dial it back. We got to go back to she says, I have to take myself back to the exercise prior to that one. And she doesn't get like, all upset like I do. Like Paige, like, oh, why can't we do this? And my daughter calls me this morning on her way to clinic because she's in clinics now. She's in physical therapy assistant clinics. And she says, man, her old man, she's my old man who's younger than her. She says, my husband, he wanted to do an IE show on the pole. And she's like, babe, listen. No, it really pisses her. She says, you're doing what some of my students are doing in class, which is you want to do something extremely difficult without dedicating yourself to the strength progressions of said move. He wants to do an Aisha, which is some kind of woo with your legs and yeah, upside down and all this other craziness. And she's like, no, it might be that one that I'm saying is my ultimate goal. The Aisha. I say it on Facebook. I said a little clip up and somebody swings around the pole on one arm and woo with their legs and then they're twisted the other way and I'm like, or they do a chopper or whatever. And everybody's like, what are you talking about, Karen? I don't know. Look at pole videos and just go. And she's like, he's up. And then so she lets him do it. She's like, all right, do this, this, and this. And she's like, and he's like, she says, we could have both been seriously injured. I said, why did you let him? He insisted. I said, no, you would never let a student do that to you. Anyway, bless her heart. She says, and he was getting so mad because he couldn't do it. Exactly. We have to stop the self-berating, look, slow progressions. I mean, I can't do a handstand right now. I mean, I kind of can, but I got some structural issues going on up here. So she says she's got me doing what's called frogs. I mean, I'm on the floor jumping like a frog. with my arms out because it's progressions. You can't just be like, all right, go, Karen. Just go, go. That's how I hurt myself. That's why there's a pillow right there instead of progressions, and not hating yourself because they are necessary. Learned a lot from you women, and I'm just so sad that people don't have one or two people. Adults out there, find a reasonable person 15 years younger than you and one 15 years older than you and one your age if you can, and just run their data and just go, thanks everyone. All right, YouTube, let's have a fabulous day now that I'm on Route 50, headed towards the Bay Bridge. Bang!